If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. The Golden State Warriors have never been short on drama, and this time it isn't just about trades, contracts, or big-name signings. It's about something deeper. Something fans didn't see coming. A $37.5 million forward, the spotlight, open runs, and the tension that's been bubbling between Draymond Green, head coach Steve Kerr, and the one man who has carried the Bay Area dynasty on his shoulders for over a decade, Steph Curry. The story has everything: ego, growth, conflict, and a fanbase that doesn't know how to feel. Warriors fans are shocked, and the entire NBA world is buzzing with one question: is this the beginning of something bigger, or the unraveling of the Warriors dynasty as we know it? It all started with a series of open run highlights. Clips surfaced of this highly paid forward putting in serious work during the offseason. He was dribbling with confidence, attacking with swagger, and showing a side of his game we hadn't seen consistently in Golden State colors. The crowd watching those highlights was impressed, but then the conversation shifted. Instead of celebrating his growth, fans began debating whether his style of play was actually taking away from what has always made the Warriors successful: the unselfish ball movement, the screens, the spacing, and most importantly, Steph Curry's shine. The name floating at the center of this storm? None other than Andrew Wiggins, the $37.5 million forward who was supposed to be the Warriors' bridge between the old dynasty and the new era. Wiggins, an all-star, an NBA champion, and a player who has been praised for buying into his role, suddenly looked like he wanted more. In these runs, it wasn't about catch-and-shoot threes or lockdown defense. It was about taking defenders one-on-one, stringing together dribble combos, and demanding touches. And that's when Warriors fans noticed Draymond Green's subtle comments, Steve Kerr's system-first philosophy, and Curry's body language during certain stretches of last season. Was there really a problem brewing? Or was this just noise? To understand why this even matters, you have to rewind. When Andrew Wiggins came to Golden State, he was seen as a reclamation project. The former number 1 overall pick, who had been criticized in Minnesota for being inconsistent, suddenly found a home with the Warriors. He became the perfect complementary piece, guarding the opposing team's best player, hitting timely shots, and never needing to dominate the ball. In the 2022 NBA Finals, Wiggins was arguably the second most important Warrior behind Steph Curry. He locked up Jason Tatum, crashed the glass, and scored when it mattered most. That version of Wiggins was exactly what Steve Kerr wanted. Not a ball-dominant forward, but a star who could fit into the system and shine without disrupting it. Fast forward to now, and fans are seeing something different. Wiggins has been working on his handle, his shot creation, and his overall offensive game. It looks good in workouts. It looks flashy in open runs. But Warriors basketball has never been about one guy dribbling at the top of the key for 10 seconds before taking a contested jumper. That's where the tension comes in. Reports have suggested that Draymond Green, the vocal leader of the team, has not been shy about letting teammates know when they're stepping out of line. And fans immediately connected the dots. If Wiggins really does want to showcase this new bag, could Draymond and Kerr actually bench him? Could they reduce his role to protect Curry's rhythm and the Warriors' identity? Think about how wild that is. A $37.5 million forward, a former all-star, being told to stay in his lane because the team runs through Steph. And the fans? They're torn. Some love what they're seeing. They argue that Wiggins evolving into a true scoring threat is exactly what Golden State needs as Curry gets older. They say that relying on Steph for everything is not sustainable, and that Wiggins stepping up could extend the dynasty. Others, though, see danger. They say that once a player starts wanting the ball more, once they start taking away touches from Steph, it throws off the entire balance of the Warriors' beautiful game. And let's not forget Steve Kerr. The man has built his coaching reputation on a system that prioritizes ball movement over isolation. He's benched talented players before when they didn't buy in. Remember when Jordan Poole had the hot hand but still got pulled for forcing the issue? Remember how Kerr even limited Kevin Durant's isolation sets at times, just to keep the system intact? If Kerr can stand up to KD, you better believe he won't hesitate with Andrew Wiggins. That's why the benching talk suddenly feels real to fans. It's not just a random theory. It's exactly the type of thing Kerr would do if he felt like Wiggins was drifting too far from the Warriors' identity. And then there's Draymond Green. You know Draymond. He doesn't bite his tongue. He's called out Kevin Durant. He's called out teammates, management, even coaches. If Wiggins is out there in practice over-dribbling, trying to prove he's a number one option, Draymond is the guy who's going to stop the play and say, "What are you doing? Give the ball to Steph." That's who he is. That's what keeps the Warriors' culture alive. But sometimes that honesty can spark tension, and that's why fans are buzzing right now. Is Wiggins really ready to challenge the Warriors' pecking order? The fan reactions have been explosive. Some are saying, "This is the best Wiggins has ever looked, let him cook." Others are frustrated, typing out comments like, "We don't need Wiggins to be Kobe, we need him to be Wiggins." The debates are raging across Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. The open run highlights that were supposed to hype up the offseason have instead opened a can of worms about roles, egos, and the future of Golden State. And when you look deeper, you realize why this is such a big deal. The Warriors are running out of time. Steph Curry is 37. His window to win another championship is closing fast. Every year matters. Every decision matters. If Wiggins decides to reinvent himself as a go-to scorer, and it clashes with Curry's rhythm, the Warriors could lose precious time experimenting with something that doesn't work. On the flip side, if they shut Wiggins down and force him to stick to his old role, are they wasting the chance for him to evolve into the second star they desperately need? It's a no-win situation for Kerr. Bench him and you risk killing his confidence. Let him go and you risk ruining the chemistry. And remember, Wiggins is making $37.5 million. That's not role player money. That's star money. Fans are asking, if you're paying him that much, why not let him expand his game? Why not see if he can be more than just a 3-and-D forward? But others fire back, saying that salary doesn't dictate role. They point to guys like Klay Thompson, who took less dribbles but still made max money. They argue that the money is just the market, not the play style. Still, when the numbers are that high, the conversation becomes unavoidable. Steph's shine is the most sacred thing in Golden State. The entire dynasty has been built on his unselfishness, his gravity, and his leadership. Anytime a player threatens to overshadow that, even unintentionally, it sets off alarms. That's why these open run clips matter more than people realize. It's not about Wiggins crossing up some random defender in a gym. It's about what that means for the Warriors' hierarchy. It's about whether he sees himself as a role player or as something more. The drama doesn't stop there. Fans have even speculated that this could tie into the Warriors' trade talks. If Wiggins really wants to change his role, and Kerr doesn't want that, could this be the beginning of the end? Could the Warriors actually consider moving Wiggins for a piece that fits Curry's timeline better? We've already seen Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy Jr. exploring aggressive options. They're not afraid to shake things up. And when you're paying someone $37.5 million, their fit has to be perfect. Otherwise, you're wasting money and years of Curry's prime. So where does this leave us? We've got a forward who looks like he wants more responsibility. We've got Draymond